Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing another video. Second time in a row, I guess. It's honestly kind of nice. You just get to do the things you love doing, the things that are fun to you. So, we glued the tires on. Last video, we got a radiator painted up here. I'll show you. It's actually, yeah. Let's turn the camera around. There's the radiator painted, just black. To me, it's black. Really nice. It's kind of got that nice shiny look, kind of what a semi-gloss paint might give. And here's all tires, all on. Now, is it this one? Nope, this one right here. That that's the one I was trying to fiddle with yesterday. It's a little off kilter. That's okay. Yeah. Frame itself as well is a little off kilter. If I could add some weight to it, but again, that's 50-year-old model kit, hasn't been updated in years. Kind of comes with the territory. I'm gonna still say it again about that. I'll still say it about that. But if you want a better charger, I'd say go with Revell's 7969 Charger RT. Lot better and everything. A little bit more fun, and in fact, the body style is even. Everything about it is a little bit better. Let's just say that. Yesterday I talked about how I got a new truck model. It's how it was kind of a Firestone one. Here we go. It's a Firestone 1978 Ford 4x4 truck. Kind of given the nickname Superstones. That guy right there. Now what's nice about this truck, I was gonna look at it again, but I didn't have it. I think I just forgot to look at it. Is that see, this is what's nice. I talked about in the last video how it's got a few different options what you can do. Yeah, it's got 4-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. Now the rear-wheel drive is optional, what you want to do, but I think that's what's nice about this. Like, yes, the 4-wheel drive it's like, here, do this, but if you don't want to, here's this option, which is very, very nice. Too bad I'm guessing there was no option for front-wheel drive with that vehicle. I don't know. But there's only a few things that change. Nope, those are pretty much the same. But it utilizes the same mirror parts as on my D50. It's not built into the truck. It's more like it's bolted onto the doors. I'll show you. See, like that. My D50, my Ram 50, is from February of 1988. It's not bolted on or whatever, like on that truck, or on the D50 model. It's more built into the door itself. So, this is gonna be cool. Heck, I might even get a second one if I feel like it. If it's that fun. Now, in the instructions, it's got a flat top piece for the bed. I think mainly just because it's for the roll bar right up there for the lights and whatnot. So there's your flat top for the top of the bed. I may or may not do it. I'm kind of saying no because you've already got the bed here. You've already got the bed and everything. Like, why would you want to add that? Or at least give me the option of at least give me the option to have the roll bar. without putting the flat top on the bed. Alright, so that'll be something fun for me. Maybe I'll do it on camera, off camera. Again, I've got several models in front of me besides this sucker here. So yeah. But yes, let's point the camera down. And as you can see, flat surface and all. As you can see, you'd have to bend that part down in order to make it flat. But again, what do you expect with a 50-year-old kit? Okay, so we've got our tweezers here. We're going to do that. What I think we're going to do, actually we're going to use these smaller tweezers for this guy. And we're going to use our bigger tweezers for this guy. And all we're going to do is just going to paint up the sides here of that and that. Yes. So, okay. E, flat black, this guy right here. Both this part and these two edging pieces both take the same color, flat black. So that's what we're going to do. Come on. Open you up and shake you up. I honestly could put the battery on. Where'd you go? Right there? I don't know. That's the thing, is it doesn't. Supposed to, well, maybe right there. I don't know. Maybe. Right there you have these two parts. Oh, right there. Like a knife. Right. Let's get it up in the camera. You got it. Right there. And right there. I assume that's where the battery could. It fits very, very well right there. Just sit it right there, but I don't know. That's kind of hard to show. We'll see about that. Paintbrush. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Painting everything. There's a guy on YouTube who literally, I've seen his videos a bunch of times. He's got late 70s Ford trucks, just a bunch of them. I don't know, it seems like every video is, I think he's just trying to save those particular kinds because you look at them and they're very, very cool. Like just how they are, just the simplicity and everything, the options you can get with them, the trim packages, the color, just everything to kind of make it your own truck, or even options for a radio, or if you didn't want one or whatever. Like it's cool what things you could add to those vehicles back then. The automotive industry back then was very, how was it? It was, I don't know. It's like Legos. It's like, all right, here's your kit. Do what you want with it, but instead, here's your truck. Add whatever stuff you want to it. Right? If you got the money, we can do it. That sort of thing. And I'm sure you can still do it with modern trucks these days, but modern trucks are just, there are even technicians out there who don't want to deal with the new trucks because of all the damn systems. Pardon my language, but it's horrible what has happened to the trucks. The whole just everything, just climate BS and all that. Now, I'm not sure if any of you guys there are, like, I understand the whole climate thing, and I really do. However, what I don't support is people going to the extreme levels of it, which then makes some people very dumb, just dumb. That's my opinion on things. If because really, on some of these trucks, such as with heard with diesels that it, or I think it was just with trucks. Maybe it does happen with diesels, but it literally like some of that stuff just chokes the engine out, just kills it. Some of that stuff you're literally killing the engine. But modern cars in general have too much stuff attached to it. Too many buttons and too many sensors and whatnot, and too many computer stuff. And even these days, there is no oil dipstick coming with these newer vehicles. They're all relying on the computer. And even then, even if a mechanic was using one of those cars, he will not trust the computer. You know what he's going to trust? His many years of changing oil, of doing oil changes on cars. And you know how many times? And you know at what mileage he's going to change that oil? I hear 3,000 to 5,000 miles. We change ours every 5,000 miles. That's what he's going to do. He's going to change it at those regular intervals, 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Because you do it for so long. You've done that maintenance for so long, and the previous cars you had continued to work on those 3,000 to 5,000 oil changes. And the computers, they just don't work. And I'm sure there's a whole thing of why it doesn't work. I'm not entirely say like filled in on that sort of thing. There are reasons. I've seen a couple of videos. I just do not remember them. But in the videos, they basically said what the computers are trying to do, that whole sort of thing, is not working. So if you ever have one of those cars, or if you like rent one, just beware of like, ask when the last oil change was or something, because computers can be wrong. But I'll say one thing that isn't wrong. It's the one thing that won't fail you are your skills. When you've used them for so long and they've worked, they won't fail you. I just wish vehicles could go back to a simpler time. To a time where it would be race cars and high performance vehicles and Mustangs and Chargers and all those sweet ass cars, just beautiful vehicles. And let manufacturers sell here, like build little trucks again, the D50, the Ranger, the K trucks. Let them be sold here. Let them be brought here. The only reason they're not being sold here is because of a thing. I think it was called the chicken tax. It was a tax on foreign vehicles being imported here because manufacturers did not want to be outsold by itty bitty teeny trucks. If you want, let's just say your average blue collar man, or even just your average man who wants a truck and he wants a small truck. If he had the option between a K truck, a new K truck, and a new F-150 right now, what do you think he's going to go for? He's going to go for the K truck. Why? Small, compact. If the parts are If the parts are on hand and everything, he's going to choose that. He's going to and he's also, and if he's a mechanic himself, a home mechanic, he's going to rely on that mileage of 3,000 to 5,000 interval oil change. And if regulations, if zero emission regulations, it's not going to have any computers. It's probably going to have like I don't know. If you build it just a little bit bigger, you could probably get it up to a 5-speed manual transmission. Because those K trucks, as far as I know, are manual transmissions engines. I do like manual transmissions. My little D50 is a manual transmission. It's a KM132 manual transmission. I just found that out today, looking at stuff. I guess you can bolt on a new G50 4G64 engine. The only dumb thing is that they don't build G63B engines anymore. That's the engine that the D50 came with, at least that particular version of single overhead cam, 8-valve, 4-cylinder engine. 2-liter. And it's sad we don't build small engines like that anymore for small trucks. It would be awesome. Now, I know Toyota's working on something, hopefully to be at least around the 10 grand mark. They have no plans of it. They have no plans drawn up. But hopefully something like that comes onto the market, because there are a lot of people who just want a small truck, me included. That's why with this truck, if I had to replace a ton of stuff, like restart with this engine, or even restart the entire thing and just get a new engine, a different engine, swap out everything, intake manifold, exhaust manifold, that sort of thing, and just rebuild a bunch of stuff, do my own things, that sort of, I probably would. Okay, just gonna okay, those are done. Alright. I think what we're going to do next, we're going to put the engine in. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to bring the engine up here. You have this little nub. Come on. That little nub right there. There is a slot for that guy. Right up on the front here. Come on. You see it? Right there. Right there. That's where it's going to be sitting. So we're going to slip that right in there. It's a little hard to see if you're trying to put it in. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on. It'll have to do. Okay, so it's not seating exactly very well right up here. Now the drivetrain isn't exactly cooperating. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a metric ton of glue right into this area here, where the frame down here is touching the engine. Here, let's see if I can get a good angle. See? Where this piece right here, this cross member, is touching the engine, that's where I'll put a metric ton of glue down in there. Hold it for a second. And then I'm just going to push down on the rear here. So basically I'm just pushing down on the top of the engine from here and on the bottom of the transmission right here. That way it just kind of sits in place. That way, so where I'm holding it, it's basically leveling it out and forcing other parts to move with it. And I'll just hold that for a while, because it takes a little bit for glue to settle. Okay. If I had to take a guess on what kind of engine this is, I would probably say a single overhead cam, but I could be wrong. What kind of transmission? That's another thing, as I really don't know. Like, could it be a front wheel drive? No, it's not a front wheel drive, because you would have a. Because if you look at the manual on the Ford 4x4, is that if you had a four-wheel drive, you'd have an axle coming not only to the differential, but you'd have it going to another piece, which would look like a T of sorts. It would go right into that, and another piece going right into the engine. And the engine would be sideways, if I'm right. I could be wrong. Let's actually look at that, since we're talking about engines. Okay, so it looks like you'd have a differential not only in the front, but also in the back. So you'd have a differential in the front and the back, at least if you're looking at it from that perspective. So this is a rear-wheel drive transmission type. I want to go with manual because again, this is from that era, this late 60s, early 70s. So you're still having manual transmissions with these cars, and that's what I assume everybody would want. So yeah, be a manual transmission. No. Be a manual transmission, rear-wheel drive. Put that right on there. Wish I had some clothespins. Oh, I'm a retarded person, honestly. I do. It's not gonna work. I'll have to hold this for a while. So, manual transmission, rear-wheel drive, speed. I mean, what kind of speeds? Could be 5. There are transmissions that are. I've seen pictures of transmission of 5s, 6 or 7 speed manual transmission, but that could be bigger vehicles. This, no clue. So, okay, I'm just gonna scratch off this here. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. A little bit of paint came off, because when you have liquid paint, it starts melting things around it. So a little bit of paint did come off. Yeah, show you. See, it's already on the cross member here. Come on. Paint's already on the cross member here and here. A little bit of paint right there. That's fine. A little bit of paint just chipping away at the. It's hard to show you. Come on. See? You can see some orange right in there. Come on. There you go. Hopefully you can see it. It's kind of hard to turn my hand. So. Now I'm just assuming that next you just glue these two pieces from here to here. It is the exhaust part. Okay. How long been? That's almost half an hour. Not bad. Come on. Okay, let's get you back up in there. Son of a... Okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna leave it like this. Alright, we're just gonna leave it like this. Even though it's not gonna be perfect, that's fine. Okay. That's looking pretty good for flat black. Okay. We'll grab our paintbrush again here. Just paint the rest of it. The rest, that small area, I guess. Okay, I'll call that good for that stage. Nah, that's glue. That'd be hilarious. Sticking your paint stick into the glue, only to sticking your paint stick thinking it's brush cleaner, only to realize, crap. Okay, let those dry. Okay, we got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Yeah, whatever. Trying to go in alphabetical order, but I realize that G goes before H. Alright. Yeah, and this will be a funny piece to do. Okay. Part fits in pretty well. But still. I'll try the heat gun method. I can't guarantee. I'll try the heat gun method. Part of me thinks it's not going to work. And I agree with that. But in the meantime, we'll just focus on waiting for the engine to get glue. Waiting for the engine to, for the glue to do its thing. We'll put in that airflow piece for the carburetor, for the dual carburetors. Get the battery in. Probably do those at the same time, along with this shield with the cap on it. I'm thinking about adding a few details. Maybe. We'll see. The battery, yes. So you got terminals. I put a little too much. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just wondering if I put too much glue on it, but for a couple of these, I think you have 8 little like studs pointing out. A couple of them will just paint like a aluminum or something. Where'd you go? There you are. And like the other 6 will paint red and green. Give it a little bit of character, if you will. Adding details. I'm maybe thinking about adding details to this radio. We shall see. It's a very basic model, but very crappy. I'll just say that. Basic model, but crappy. But what can you do? I'll keep saying it again. What can you do with a 50-year-old model could except keep going? Again, but I will say this. My model may not be like the other person. Theirs might be perfect with some caveats that they might have to scrape stuff off. So, who knows? Alrighty. I got nothing to talk about. I guess I could look through the instructions again. We're almost there. Just a slow process. 15 vehicles. We're not even actually kind of halfway, if you will. I guess one thing you can do here is just label the colors. Go off of here. A is black. E is flat black. H is tan. G, chrome silver. Okay. Flat black. This is the instructions for the Doolittle Raider. That's what I'm doing it up. The B-25 Mitchell bomber for the Doolittle Raider. I remember when I was first checking out this model, just getting it all set up. I was looking at a bunch of stuff, looking up online at like how to, because it's tail heavy, so I was trying to figure out, okay, what's a good putty I could just throw right on in there. And you're just looking up stuff. It's like, how things are going to react to clay, and like how things are going to react to plastic and all that. And I was just, whenever I start getting into stuff like that, I just start losing my freaking mind. In the same way that I was looking up stuff on the G63B Ram engine, I just start losing my freaking mind. I start stressing over things. I just start. You wish someone would knock you out. So after, it wasn't as bad, but it was bad. So after a while of going back and forth and looking online, I found this stuff. FIMO or FIMO, F-I-M-O. It's a craft product, it says. I did a lot of looking up online, and it said that this is good. It's a modeling clay. So they said it's good. So I'll take that. So we'll see when we get there. Again, before we even do that, I'm gonna build the Enterprise kit. Let's see how. Looks like. Okay. Looks like we're gonna have a tan, sort of, no, some tan interior, or some tan interior parts, such as part of the steering wheel, the center console, chairs, this part, which is for the gauges and clusters. That thing. What kind of decals does this thing have? Nope. There we go. Nope. That's that. Okay, so it's got a few things for the clusters. It's like you got gauges. That's pretty much it. You got some gauges. Gauges are right up here. License plate, names, flags, numbers. So, I was never very good with decals, but hopefully this Mr. Mark Setter should help a little bit. I will say, before you start using something new, such as that, if you're never good at decals, go look online, see how it's properly used. That was the first thing that popped into my head a while back. It's like, okay, how am I going to use this? We'll get there when we get there. Let's see. I'll point the camera down and see what we can do with this engine here, or with this model here. Alright. Hopefully you see a little bit better. Okay, putting the battery right in there. I think it fits there. I think it fits right there. Yeah, okay. So it's going to fit right there. And then this is going to fit right up on top. How are you going to fit? Okay, and you're gonna fit like that. Yep. No. Okay. That's just gonna fit right in there. So if you're ever wondering, ever wondering which way it goes, there's a few indicators on here. You'll notice that the radiator is bulging out from here, and you'll notice that this little lip right here, and that's shown on the instructions here. Both those points and both those spots there. Now, when I put it in, it wants to bulge back out, it just wants to fall down. So I would probably do something like, here I am giving advice, and it works when I try it. Okay, hang on. There's a knife. We'll glue it up now. Alrighty. What we have for colors. I'm gonna do a little bit of detailing here with I have finer pointed brushes. Sometimes I hate breaking these ones out. I don't even want to break these ones out, but okay, here we go. I'm about to break these ones out. These ones I'm not sure if I got them or no, I want to say I got them. Come on, give me that one. Not that one. This one. think you guys were a part of that set. I don't know. Okay. And since it's going to be the same color, I don't have to worry about anything. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm just going to add detail to these. It's going to be, see the little, like, wing nuts to these two spots here. Give it a little bit of detail, and then add detailing to here. You'll be able to see it, but it's for the connectors. Shake that up a little bit more. There we go. All right. After this will be it for today. Now it's a little rough, but ta-da! Come on, capture it. There you are. Little details like that. We'll do the same for the battery. No, fine. There we go. There are your terminals. I'm just going to give you a bit of... There you are. Alright, so I think we're going to call it for tonight. But, I mean, it's morning right now. But in the early morning. So... Okay. Put that right there. So that's that. That's gluing in. I'm gonna drop some more glue in there. There we go. Alrighty. Well, that is it for tonight. Feels like I made more progress than I have ever done on any of my other videos. This is part 15. Hopefully we won't have to do another 20-part series, hopefully. Get everything done within that span, and hopefully, I wouldn't say make them shorter series, but not make them too long. Of how many parts there are to each kit. Alrighty. See how everything works out. Who knows? Maybe I'll shoot up another video the next time I'm here. But thank you all for joining me on each of these videos. Each car is... I try to bring you guys the best that I can with these videos. I was pushed to do better on my last one, just because I wanted to bring you guys I wouldn't say high quality, but a good model kit. What to aspire to do, I guess you could say. Just kind of the the commitment it gives, I guess. What kind of the expectations of the kind of models. And I know it's not that kind of... the expectations for this are low, because just with things, just like parts, just yoinked a bit here and there, you have low expectations for a kit like this. But if you're talking about a kit like a Impala or a Hornet or Hudson Hornet or a Mitchell, a truck, a Ford 4x4 truck, an SPD Dauntless, any one of these Star Trek kits, with that's where a lot of responsibility comes in. Like, you have the responsibility to make a good looking model kit. I think to be proud of yourself and to enjoy it. And for me, I have what's the word? To be confident in yourself. I have those issues. I have a little bit of issues. Just I have anxiety, just because I'm not sure who's watching, but my upbringing as a kid has had me in my childhood looking over my shoulder from time, a lot of it, and there was no relaxing in that, as in my upbringing. It was always work. It's like, who's looking over my shoulder, who's watching. And that was a tough part for me. That was the part about my upbringing that was just not fun. So I've tried to be happy. Whenever something hits me like a truck, those are kind of my moments. That's the part of me that just kind of lets me rest just a little bit. Just, you see something. For me, it's like when Kirk sees the Enterprise. He's been sitting at a desk, I think he said 2.5 years, And when he sees the Enterprise, it's like a part of him is restored. And that's the same thing for me. When I see something that I remember from my childhood that did make me happy, that little part of me comes back to life. Like when I got the truck, a little part of me was revived. And that's why I don't want to let go of this truck. Even if I have to swap in a new engine or something or whatever. It's the part of me, I want to be happy. But life is, I don't know if I would say has made me, I don't know if I'd use the word cynical, but I'm jaded a bit. I don't have much optimism. I try to be that happy guy you see, not happy-go-lucky, but just kind of that optimistic guy, even though my facial expression is like that. I try to be optimistic for some things. Like, I'm trying to be optimistic for this truck. So, that's me. That's why everything in my head, like when I'm searching up stuff about things, if I can't find something, my nerves just start fireballing. And I have to stop myself before I go too far, because when that sort of thing happens, when you can't find the thing that you want, for some reason, I'm not sure if this is for everybody, but for some reason, my body temperature is like the entire body, just like right, the upper part of it just starts heating up like a microwave oven, and like right up, like this top up here, it just starts heating up like an oven, and I have to stop myself before I go too far, and then I'll go back into it and I'll start the same process over and over and over again, and it sucks, especially when you can't find the thing you want on it for an older engine. That's what gets me. But I'm trying. With this engine, I'm kind of accepting the fact, like, well, okay, maybe I'm not going to find the parts that I want, so what is the alternative? I find a new engine. And thankfully, with the KM132 transmission, which is my transmission on my truck, can hook up to a 4G64 engine. And maybe those parts are hopefully more readily available than the G63B. Hopefully. The only thing that's going to keep your engine going are your proper oil changes, making sure you have oil in your truck, oil in the engine, and keeping it going. Just proper maintenance, in which I failed in that department, because I had totally forgotten that little sucker burns oil. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's going to be that for tonight. We've got the front piece with the radiator on, glued in. It's going to sit there. We've got the battery terminals all painted up on this thing. We've got the wing nuts for going over the air filter piece, the wing nuts. Those are painted up. Again, that color right there was flat aluminum. So the next ones we're gonna do, we have a few other studs here. Come on, not me. Okay, there you go. You can see those dimples right there, little stud like pieces. I'm gonna paint those green and red. I think maybe do green, red, green, red, green, red, or 3 green, 3 red, like red, 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 green, green, green. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But that is going to be it for tonight. This has been a really, really long video. Last video was like, it was like half hour, then around 45 minutes, and now we're back up to an hour. Time definitely does fly. Again, thank you for all you guys who are watching these videos. It means a lot. It means there's someone out there who enjoys it. Maybe it's different people, the same people. It's okay. I just want to say thank you to you all, to my subscribers, my viewers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.